Hi guys, this is Beth from Jumpstart. Hope everybody's doing well today. I have a hot seat recipient with me. Her name is Lavender Menakaya. She is from Alexandria and works in the DC area as well. So here she is, and she's in my hot seat, and we're going to be doing an interview today. So here's Lavender. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks. My name is Lavender, and I'm based in Alexandria, Virginia. And so I've been organizing for about maybe 4 years now, and I love what I do. I was kind of organizing before I met Beth, but Beth has taken it to a different level for me. So I love what I do. I help people change their lives every day. So I'm very grateful to be talented in what I do.
Awesome, great. So so you were organizing a couple years before you met me. How did you get started, and then what were you doing before you were an organizer? Kind of like your trajectory. What's your path been? Your career path?
Okay. So before I was organizing, I was actually a nanny, and I took care of a baby, and I started when the baby was 2 months, and unfortunately the family moved to Colorado when the child was 3. So I went from changing diapers, having play dates, and just adoring this child, and then them leaving. And so but I remember even when I was nannying, I was still kind of organizing, even though my main job was just focus on the baby. I would take pleasure in folding the clothes and all that kind of stuff, and the mom was always like really happy about it. And so I just kind of figured out, okay, so I kind of want to retire from nannying. I've been doing it for a while. Yes. I was actually doing it for 10 years before.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Like 2 different families within those 10 years. And so I wanted to do something differently. I signed on with this company called Tackle. Tackle is similar to like TaskRabbit. Yeah. But basically you're an independent contractor. And so my job was organizing. So I would go into homes and I would organize, and I just truly loved it. And people on there were actually referring me to their family and friends. But Tackle was taking like a huge percentage off. So I was just like, wait a minute, I think I could probably do this on my own.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I did. And then my clients just kind of followed me.
Great. Oh, that's an awesome start. I love that. So how many hours were you organizing, like before you met me and you got into the group? How many hours were you working a week maybe as an organizer?
I would say maybe 5 to 10. It wasn't really as much. It was just, off and on. And yeah, it wasn't really consistently, but it was enough, but not like now. Yeah.
And were you still doing a little bit of nannying too at the time?
No. So after my nanny families left, it's almost like your baby that you kind of brought up leaves. So then you're kind of hesitant about starting something new, going to nannying again. So then I kind of just wanted to be kind of done with it. But we still talk nowadays, but I kind of wanted to do something completely different,
Right. Makes sense.
And so
10 years time. Yeah. So do you remember when you met me, when you got into the group? I kind of remember. I want to hear from your perspective. How did you find me? Was it on Facebook or the web? And then how did you get in, and what was our first kind of conversation like?
Yeah. So actually you found me. I remember I was in this group, and I don't know what happened, but I think I posted something that I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, I was posting something that I think the rule was you can't post before and after photos. I guess I must have missed that part, so I posted that, and then they didn't like it. So I was kind of looking for another group, and then just you popped up on my feed, and you were just like, you're starting a group, and I remember your energy. You just seemed so kind, so nice, and then I just felt like we connected, and then you was like, you're starting a group, and I'm like, let me check it out, and then we hit it off from there. So I've just been your #1 fan since then.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I do remember one day, and I think it was February 18th because I wrote this down. I posted in my group Jumpstart, I'm doing free discovery calls. If anybody wants to talk about becoming an organizer or ramping up their business, I'm doing free like 20-minute calls today. And you were the first one on, and you said, yes, I'd love to talk to you today. And I'm like, great. So we talked, you signed up for my 5-week program, and it was like, we hit it off right away. It was really, really nice. And this was before all the COVID stuff. So that was February, mid-February. And then you signed up, and then we started doing our individual 5-week calls.
Yeah.
And so then obviously COVID hit. So what kind of things did you do in the month that we were training? And then during those months, March, April, May, what were you kind of working on and focusing on in those months? with your business?
But like networking, you know, like I joined Alignable and I was talking to realtors and, you know, and I think before COVID where I was planning to meet maybe like 4 or 5 realtors,
Nice.
like literally a week, you know, and then, you know, COVID changed all of that. But,
Right.
you know, I was still, you know, like advertising on Nextdoor app, American Patch. So these are like local advertisements in my community.
Sure.
So I was still trying to get the word out there, you know, just like, hey, I'm an organizer. So, I mean, I was never really just going to sit down and just not do anything because of COVID.
Right.
I was still trying to market, get my name out there, posting before and after photos,
Yep.
you know, so I was still working consistently, you know, trying to like get my name out there.
Yep.
So, and then I had the privilege of the Northern Virginia magazine contacting me and doing an article on me,
Yes.
you know,
Incredible.
and so that helped boost, you know, my business completely, you know, so I've had 2 magazines do that.
Yeah, local press is
awesome.
incredible. That's
Mm-hmm.
great that you've gotten kind of a bit of a presence out there. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tell me a little bit about some of your jobs, favorite clients, favorite jobs, things that stick out in your mind over the last couple, you know, the last year, some of the nicer jobs you've had or clients that you really clicked with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some examples.
So I've had several, but I think last year it was my Geico client, my first commercial company.
Yes.
And so he's actually like one of the biggest Geico companies in Alexandria.
Incredible.
And he found me through a local ad, you know, and I remember he told me that he was going to choose between me and someone else, but he was just drawn to me, you know, so I'm just like, whatever drew you to me, I'm so thankful. Thank you. And he ended up being one of the biggest, you know, clients I've ever worked with. And he also bought the biggest package. And
Great.
it's just been amazing. He's kind, he's awesome. He lets me just do whatever. You know, I could say, you know, you need this, he gets it, you know, like we have a good relationship. He's already referred me to a lot of his other, you know, people. And then I'll be starting on his house in, you know, a few weeks.
Good. So you're doing businesses now with him, and then you're going to move into the house.
Work in his personal home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you sold him like a 60 or 70 hour package, right? Initially?
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. I love the referrals. I love all the word of mouth and the networking you're doing. Here's a good one. Tell me 3 words that describe you as a person, and then 3 words that describe you as an organizer.
Ooh,
I know. Take some thought.
Well, I think as a person,
I know you're an author too, so you can throw that in there, but you've written a couple books, and yeah, you can bring that up as well.
Well, I would say as a person, I'm creative, I'm persistent, and I'm a manifester, you know, so I like to think of what I want and then I make it happen, you know, so, and then I know that when I think hard enough, it happens automatically.
We have
law of attraction.
Yeah. Napoleon Hill and the vision boards and all that stuff. We're both manifestors for sure.
Yes. Yes. I have all of his books. Andrew Carnegie, you know, I have all of them, you know, so I eat it up.
Yeah. You put it in your brain and you put it in that subconscious and it happens. You're manifesting the stuff to happen. It works.
Right.
So 3 words that describe you as an organizer on the job. How would people describe you? How would you describe yourself?
Intuitive. Listener, you know, so I listen to my clients very well, and kindness. Yeah, so intuitive as in like, you know, I know how things flow. I can walk into a place and just know, okay, that goes there, you need this. And then, you know, so I'm saying things and then they're like, yeah, that's what I needed for someone to say, you know, so, and then I have to listen to the client, you know, because if they're saying, you know, I don't want things here, I want things here, or maybe I had a bad experience before, you want to listen to what they're saying so that it doesn't repeat itself, you know. And then kindness is number 1. You have to be kind, you know. You know, you have to be kind. There's no ifs and buts about it. Like kindness is amazing.
It goes a long way for sure.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
And tell us what your word of the year is.
Manifestation.
That's a great word. I love that. Let's go back into 2020 a little bit. So we're quarantined a little bit. And then when we got out more like May and June, tell me how your business changed. You know, did it kind of explode? Did it kind of, what happened once we were all kind of out back into homes that summer?
It kind of just exploded, you know? So as soon as we had the okay for non-essential businesses to start, it just exploded. You know, it's almost like people were just waiting for the government to say, you know, you can start working now. And I think, you know, May, June, I had the biggest amount of numbers. I think I had like 20 clients You know,
Yeah.
I was just
How many
working
clients a
back to
month?
back.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and maybe people staying in their homes and just having all of these things that they want to get rid of, they use the opportunity to sort of like contact me. So that was actually one of my busiest few months.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think your
Mhm.
best sales month was? Is it June, July, August maybe? What was your sales in one of those months?
It was July, August, and
Mhm.
September, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to know sales, I was making 10K per month.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's really great. It's incredible. And
Yeah.
20 clients, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you're constantly, and
Mm-hmm.
also you're still doing consults during that time too, right?
Yeah, I was still
Not
doing
just focusing on
consults.
the clients, but you're keeping doing the consults, right? And getting that
Mm-hmm.
next
Doing
month
consults.
set up.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And then a lot of, I have a lot of repetitive clients as well. So that's also included, you
Repeat.
know?
Yeah,
So
that's great.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Uh, what do you think makes you unique, and what makes you the person that they're going to call back and say, yep, I used her last year. I have another job. Let's call Lavender. What makes
Mm-hmm.
you special to your customers and different?
Well, I think what I've heard them say is that I'm personal and I'm kind, you know, and then, you know, so like when I walk into someone's home, I respect their home, you know, maybe I might take my shoes off, you know, so it's like, I don't just walk in there like I own the place, you know, I'm very respectful, you
Yep,
know, and
good.
so, like I said, I listened before, I'm very intuitive, you know, and people want people that feel like they know what they're doing and you don't have to be there all the time and tell them what to do, you know,
Right,
so
right. Hmm.
so I bring that to the table. I mean, I've had reviews on Google, and a few of them have said I'm intuitive and I'm kind, I'm nice. So I guess that's why people tend to like me.
And they call you back.
At least I hope so.
Great. And refer
Yeah.
you to their friends.
Yeah,
Incredible.
the pros. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about your website? I think you had a basic website when you started, and then you've really ramped that up
Mm-hmm.
over the last few months, right? Tell me some ways
Yeah.
you've increased the just the quality of your website and some of the things you've done with the website.
Okay. So earlier on, I was with GoDaddy, and so then I kind of went from GoDaddy to this company called GoSite. And
Hmm.
with GoSite, I kind of changed up a bit. So there's an organizing page and a decluttering page.
Okay.
Organizing and decluttering are two separate type of things. And
Yes.
then also I've added direct payment. So you can go on my website and then just, you know, pick the amount of hours that you want and then pay automatically. And then I've also added gift certificates and you can pay automatically with those as well. And
Love it.
then, you know, so like every page has a theme, you know, so there's,
Mhm.
so the first page is, you know, like a dresser with socks, all neat. You know, the second one is just sweaters all folded. So I kind of put like different, you know, characters for each page, but it
Sure.
looks really nice. So
Yeah,
I
and you've
really
got
like
that
it.
e-commerce so people can pop in, and if they want to buy
Yeah.
10 hours, they can do it right there
Hmm.
and pay you, right?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
love it. Love that. Tell me a little bit. I know you had some you had your mom working for you a little bit at one point, and now
Yeah.
you're starting to look for some other subcontractors, right? Because you're getting so
Yeah.
busy. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah. So I had my mom working for me for about a year and a half and my sister.
Right.
And unfortunately, they moved to Florida. So my adopted grandmother lives in Florida and she's 80 years old now. So my mom was like, yeah, okay, maybe I need to take care of you. So
Got her.
that's why they moved down there. But they were helping me a lot. So it's always nice to call on family, you know,
Oh, yes.
whether it's last minute, they come and help. And they've helped me a lot. So now it's to the point where I'm getting a bit more busier. I
Right.
need to find, you know, someone else that can kind of, you know, be my lead and then also just do good and do good work and be intuitive, you know how to organize very well. So I'm currently searching for, you know, other organizers to come and help
First,
that
yeah.
live in my area. Yeah.
Great, great, great. Okay. Let's see. You told me a little bit about the Geico job. Any other corporate jobs or any other big personal jobs you've done for people in the DC area, or maybe a special job that you did someone's, you know, like the full house organizing? Do you do a lot of that where you're doing like almost
Yes.
every room in the house? Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a current job now that I just got like a few days ago, and it'll be organizing the entire garage. So I'm
Hmm.
really excited about that one. I think one that spoke out to me the most was a family that I found. They hired me to do the entire house, top to bottom.
Hmm.
It was actually a really, really big job as well. But I did the bathroom to the bedrooms, the walk-in closets, the kitchen. It was just the entire
Whole house.
house. And
Yeah.
I've had maybe 4 or 5 of those, you know,
Hmm.
in last year. So,
Okay.
and I love those. You know, it's just amazing walk in there and just do my thing. And then they're like, oh my gosh, is this my house? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah. That's fun.
So,
Fun.
so
So
yeah.
tell me about your
Mhm.
service area too. How far out will you go, and what do you cover?
So my surroundings is, like Arlington, I would say 15 miles, so I kind of like to stay in Northern Virginia. I might do DC, but DC tends to be sometimes a hit or miss with traffic.
Traffic could be bad, right?
But Fairfax City, like my county, so
Right.
Fairfax, yeah.
Good. Let's see, what else? We talked about your best month. We talked about jobs. What would you say to somebody that was thinking about organizing, hadn't had any experience yet, but they had that knack for, organizing their own things? Their family would always ask them to organize. What would you say to them about starting up or trying to get into this industry? What would your best couple of tips be?
Just go for it. Don't think, instead of starting with family members, start with strangers, because that prepares you for the actual real thing. I mean, if you start off with family and friends, then you get kind of comfortable with comfort, because they're family and friends. So usually they're just positive, but to walk into a stranger's house, and then do well. And then they say, oh my gosh, you're amazing. It kind of gives you that confidence, and then it leads to validation within yourself.
Right. How did you, going way back when you started, how did you feel about doing consults and sales? And how do you feel about it now, like 4 years later?
Yeah, and so that's where you come in. Because I remember before that, I would kind of just, it was like a hit or miss. I was just like, oh gosh, I would dread it. It was just nervous, because when you walk into a house, they kind of, they're looking at you, they're judging you. Who's this person? So, and I remember our talks was about, you are the organizer. You walk in there with confidence. You sell the package. We had that talk a lot of times. So now, before I was nervous. I was a bit scared and anxious. But now, I walk in there and I'm confident. I have a goal. My goal is to let them know what I'll do for their home.
Right.
And and to trust me. And it's a lot better now. I'm no longer scared. I'm no longer anxious. Usually when I walk into consulting homes, it's usually 75% a success. So where before it was midway.
Good. That's great. Okay, that sounds incredibly amazing. Also, what is your, do you have any goals for 2021? Big, small? What are those goals? Some of them.
Yeah, so my goal was to be like in a really nice, classy magazine, that can support Lavender organizers and showcase my work. And I did find this magazine called American Lifestyle. A lot of realtors use it. And so I connected with them, and the new magazine will be coming out in February. And they've personalized it. So my name is on the cover, my logo, my business.
Cool.
And I was even able to personalize it with my book at the end of the catalog.
Nice.
So it's really, really nice. I'm so excited. I sent it to 50 of my clients. And so
this is incredible. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, I want a copy of that, or I want to see a copy of that. That's
yes,
cool.
I will definitely. You'll be the first one that I show. I promise.
Yeah. Post up and let me see it. That's so great. You said February that's coming out? Yeah.
Yeah, February. Yeah.
Great.
And it's really cool. It has recipes and it has like different architectural homes in there. It's really nice. So it's another way to boost your business from number 5 to like 15. On a scale of like 15 being great. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Do you do any travel organizing, or do you have any, if somebody requested you, would you do any travel organizing in another state or area? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
And actually, I know this goes back, but before COVID, I know that I had did a client's home here in Northern Virginia, and she told her mother that lived in Georgia how good I was. So they're making plans to fly me over, and then COVID happened. So I would definitely love to get back into travel work.
Remember that. Yeah. Maybe this year you can get down there and do that job for her. That would be amazing.
Yeah. It's a whole house too. So it'd be a big job.
It's so much fun. When you're not just doing a closet or a pantry, you're doing the whole house. It's a lot of fun. All right. Well, thank you so much for this interview, for this hot seat interview. I'm very proud of you. You're one of my top organizers, and you keep making me proud every month I talk to you. And you keep selling the 60-hour packages and working with incredible people. So thank you so much. Have a great day. And thanks for tuning in, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
You're welcome. Bye.